Hey, so I wanted to just tell a story real quick. A friend of mine, anniversary of his death was recent. He got killed at work when I was an officer, and so I've seen people just posting things about him, and it reminded me of him, and reminded me of a story about him that kind of encapsulates my experiences with him. And I wanted to share it, just to, just to document it, and then in case anybody he knows comes across this, maybe give them a smile and remember him a little bit, and just to document it. Anyway, Raetz was we worked in the same precinct together. We were on what we called sister squad. So he worked graveyards. I worked graveyards. We worked overnights, and we worked like different days of the week except for Saturday. We overlapped. So on Saturdays, we would often work the same beat and make each other's backups or be in the beats next to each other. And we were always going to calls together, grab lunch every once in a while at the end of the shift. And so we got to know each other over a few years, and he was always a really good guy. Um, Somebody I really liked having around and trusted and respected. Always very calm and measured, and like never flipped out on anything. He'd been in the military, had fought over in Iraq, I think at Fallujah. So I think had plenty of crazy experiences. And he got killed. He got hit by. I was working that night. It was a rough night. Um, anyway, so one night I decided to take my wife on a ride along. She didn't do that very often, but she decided she'd go that night. It was a Saturday night. It's usually gonna be a busy night, and Raetz and I were working the same beat, and I heard him go out on a traffic stop, and then he put out over the radio that he'd been assaulted. There was an aggravated assault, and the guy had fled, and that he was in pursuit. And so my wife and I were not that far away, and I could hear the direction, and sort of position myself so that I could deploy stop sticks. And for anyone's not familiar what they are, it's like a strip with these like porcupine quill type things, and you throw them out into the road, and when a vehicle drives over them, the porcupine quill type things will go into the tires and like deflate them so that the vehicle can't drive anymore. And I was kind of excited because I'd never successfully deployed stop sticks before. So I thought, oh, this is my chance. So I found a good spot and ran over and almost didn't make it, but it was in enough time, and I clicked on my radio to say, hey, I'm putting out the stop sticks, but I got bonked, which like somebody else tried to do it on the radio at the same time, so I didn't get it out over the radio, but I deployed the stop sticks. Well, the bad guy swerves his car and almost fishtails and swerves back, but he avoids the stop sticks. And there's like a cord that you have that you can pull them back. And as I went to pull them back, I didn't do it in time, and Raetz was right on this guy's butt chasing him, and Raetz ran over the stop sticks, and his car came to a rest down the road, and I was feeling pretty crappy about it, so I jumped in my patrol car with my wife and drove down the road to where his vehicle had come to a stop, and get out, and I'm like, hey, I'm so sorry. And he's like, don't worry about it, just like he always was, very calm, not a big deal. And we kind of look at each other like, we're not going to let this guy get away. And I look at my wife and I say, get out of the car and stay here by Raetz's patrol car until somebody comes. It's like the worst neighborhood in the city, and I just abandon her on the side of the road with this broken down patrol car, and I have her wait, and Raetz and I jump in my car and haul ass southbound down 35th Avenue to catch this guy. And we're gone for a long time because the guy ended up bailing out of the car, jumping out of the car and running and barricading himself inside of a house. And so we were stuck out there for a long time until we finally got him in custody. And while my wife is back at this patrol car she has no clue what's happening. All she knows is her husband dumped her on the side of the road and took off with some other officer, and has been gone for a long time. She was cool about it, of course, but it was just funny because supervisors show up and they think she's like a detective or she's like a victim of something or a witness, and they're like, so your husband just left you here, Anyway, just wanted to tell that story. He was a good guy, and if anyone's listening to this that knew him, I'm sure hopefully it brings back like fond memories or whatever. So, all right, thank you. Have a good one.